welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariah. For those of you who don't know, I graduated from my degree in sport and exercise science last year, and since it's a non-traditional degree, I found that there was a lot of misunderstanding or just confusion around the degree, so I thought this would be a good video to address some of those common misconceptions. Basically, the definition for sport and exercise science, if you're unaware, according to Bases, the definition is the application of scientific principles to sport and exercise through one of the following: biomechanics, physiology, and psychology, or with an interdisciplinary approach. So as you can see there, you cover quite a few branches of sciences there, but it's all around a good degree in my opinion anyway. So if you're interested in seeing what I did in any of those topics, if you want to know more about the degree, then check out my 2 study with me videos I have. I'll put the playlist in the card above, I think it'll be over here. I'll put that there, and next week be sure to subscribe so then next week you'll get a notification for when I put out my next study with me, and that will be on biomechanics. But if you want to see all the other topics, go to the Instagram page, which I will speak on later, and you can find out which other topics I will be covering there. So the first misconception that I found from people was that the degree only focuses on physiology. As I just shared in that definition, that is not the case. We cover those 3 topics of physiology, psychology, and biomechanics, but you may also cover nutrition, fitness, testing, health promotion. I believe that is it typically. You typically cover those, and obviously research for your dissertation. But we do more than physiology, even though people just assume otherwise, but they all connect with each other basically. One thing I must say though is that everybody has a different level of knowledge, I would say. Some knowledge may be more advanced. So for example, in my final year, I chose to drop nutrition and fitness testing. Someone who may continue to study that will obviously have more advanced knowledge in those 2 areas than I do, whereas I chose to keep biomechanics and someone else may have dropped that, so I may be more advanced in that area basically. The next misconception is that we all want to be a coach or a personal trainer. I've had some little comments where people will be like, oh, you do sports science, why don't you just do a little course or something to be a personal trainer? And okay, whatever, but not everybody wants to be a personal trainer or a coach. Don't get me wrong, there are people who want to go into those areas, but for me personally, I want to go into health. That's not something I want to do. But if you want to see more of the career paths that you can take with this degree, be sure to head over to the Instagram page for this channel, which is arrayray.yt, where I've shared an infographic of all the career paths. Well, not all, but some of the career paths you can go into with this degree, so be sure to check that out after this video. The next one is the majority of you wish to pursue a career in sports. So that's kind of leading on from the other one. As I just said, we don't all want to go into certain areas. For example, if you're doing art, doesn't necessarily mean you want to be an artist, you know what I mean? But yeah, you get people who obviously want to work in the sports sector, and for myself, you get people who want to work into the health sector. I feel like the degree is definitely good as a stepping stone. When it comes to working in the sports sector anyway, I feel like people assume just because you have the degree, you will definitely get in. For some people that works, but for most of us, you have to do internships, further study, or placement, so on and so forth, to actually get in there. It's very competitive like any other career path. You need to, network, stuff like that will help you pursue it in there, but no, we don't all wish to pursue that. You have to be athletic to do the course. So this one, I noticed some of the videos when I was looking around, those people would ask in the comments section, being like, do I have to be athletic to study this degree? I'm not that fit, can I do the degree still? Yes, you can do the degree still. If you're looking specifically for the sport and exercise science degree, because that's what I'm speaking on, it's much more written based than you would assume. Most of the time, the only time I'd really have to be active or physical, I guess, would be in the lab, where I'm on the treadmill or I'm on the bikes, so on and so forth. It's never really anything to the point that if you're not the world's best sprinter or something, or so on and so forth, you're not going to struggle. I think obviously you just got to be just generally fit and healthy. You don't have to be on a sports team and so on and so forth. You spend a lot of time on the field, like doing field work basically. As I just shared, we do a lot more classwork than you would assume for the sport and exercise science degree. It's definitely more you're in your lecture and then you do the labs to try out things you learned in the lecture and so on and so forth. So if you're looking for more field work based and like more hands-on, I feel like it may not be the degree for you. But I have a list of the degrees that my university ran, and it's kind of understandable why people would often get it mixed up with other degrees. But my university ran obviously sports sciences, so sport and exercise science, sports therapy, sports psychology. You got sports studies with psychology, sports studies on its own, sports development, sports business management, and sports coaching degree. So as you can see, under the sports umbrella, there were quite a few degrees being ran. So it's completely understandable why people would get that mixed up and mistake us for another degree. But I would think, just off my personal knowledge, I think if you're looking to be more hands-on and like doing field works, you know what I mean, you should probably go for coaching or sports studies. I would imagine they're more out there, but don't take my word for it. Obviously do your research before pursuing that. Another thing is, we are qualified to do massage. Okay, so no, as a sports science student, I'm not qualified to do massage. That's for sports therapy. They do massage, they cover all of that. And most of the time I tend to find that people are like, can you massage this for me? Can you massage that for me? I'm like, if you're looking under the sports umbrella, you're definitely looking for a sports therapist. We can do those courses, like we can do an additional course not alongside the degree, I think it's like after the degree or during like a summer holiday or so on and so forth. I've never done it, so I can't speak too much on it, but you could do that and then be qualified to do some massages. But as I said, I didn't do it, so I don't know a lot about it, but I just know that sport and exercise science degree doesn't cover massage. So yeah, you're either looking for a sports therapist or you're probably looking for a physiotherapist. But yeah, so that's a misconception that I hear quite a bit. The next two annoy me the most. So the first one has to be, it is an easy degree. Okay, the degree is far from easy in my opinion. It's definitely like any other degree, obviously, as long as you have to have like a passion for what you're studying. In my opinion, I think there's some degrees that you can get away with without having that complete passion and getting a good grade at the end. But with this one, honestly, you really can't. I feel like if you are not interested in what you're learning, and like if you don't care for exercise, well then obviously you're in the wrong degree. If you don't care for sport or exercise, you're clearly in the wrong place. But it's kind of like so many things connect with each other, so if you don't understand one area, you're not going to understand the other area, and so on and so forth, and then your grade just plummets, you know. So it's not an easy degree. I was stressed at times because of how much I had to juggle, and it's not easy, but still go for it if you really want to go for it. As I said in the definition and the other ones, it's clearly a broad degree. If you're looking for something more specific, then find something more specific. Every university modules aren't the same, so definitely check out the modules when you're applying for the course. But it's a broad degree, and if that's not your kind of thing and you want some more like a narrow focus, then try and find that. But it's just how it is, really. But it worked for me. I like it. I like it that way. It works very well, and it opened quite a few doors, in my opinion, because of how broad it is. But that leads on to my next one. Well, the last one, which is, it's a worthless degree. This not only annoys me, but it kind of upsets me when people say this, because as I said, I know how hard I worked. I know how hard everybody else worked to get our degree, and then to hear that's a worthless degree from people, it's a bit frustrating. I kind of feel like people who tend to say this are people who either studied the degree and it wasn't what they expected and they were probably looking for another sports type of degree, or it's from people who don't know anything about the degree and they make their assumptions based on stereotypes. But yeah, it's not a worthless degree. As I just said, it opens so many doors, and if you want to check out how many doors or which other paths you can go into, go over to their Instagram post and check that out. But yeah, it's just a good stepping stone. So for me, it's a stepping stone into the health sector. For other people, it may be a stepping stone into the sports sector. It does so many things, or teaching and so on and so forth. You can go into those areas. But that was a quick little video of me answering the misconceptions about sport exercise science. If you have any more misconceptions or any other things you want to ask about it, put them down in the comment below. Maybe I'll make another video answering and addressing some other of the misconceptions. But that is all for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe if you want to check out the next video with the study with me that will come out next Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning. And that was all from me today. Thank you for watching. Bye.